Welcome back to Lothar's Guitar School. After a 3 months hiatus, I'm back and I finally got 1,000 subscribers. Thanks a lot. And today's tutorial is on the ballad For Heaven's Sake, which was very nicely sung and played on the trumpet by Chet Baker. And before I explain the analysis, I'll play a little bit. Here we go. And now for the analysis.
Let's look at the first 8 bars now and look for progressions that are common, like a 2-5 here, 2-1, another 2-5-1 here, F7 is a dominant 7th, 5-1, and another 2-5-1 here. This first 2-5-1 is, the 2-5 is a 2 minor 7 flat 5, which is one coming from minor, usually asking for a Lotharian scale. This C7 flat 9 in minor would be 5-7 flat 9, asking for a harmonic minor 5, harmonic minor on the 5th degree. Now it moves to the 1 major 7, and that calls for an Ionian scale. So if you want to improvise over it, doesn't make a lot of sense to play all the scales. So Lotharian would be coming from A flat, 7th degree is Lotharian. This one, actually, if you go from a 7 flat 9 chord to a 1 major, you'd much likely play an altered scale that would be coming from D flat melodic minor. And this one is obviously coming from F. And you'd be changing scales every half bar. So you'd much more likely look at the chord structure, the chord tones, and then embellish around them. That makes a lot more sense. Continuing here to the F sharp diminished 7, which is a sharp 1. Diminished 7th chord, which you could play a whole tone, half-tone scale, but you could also see this as being a D7 flat 9 chord over F sharp. Has the same chords. Then you'd be playing harmonic minor of the 5th degree, so G harmonic minor. Continuing, that's the same thing. The F7, just actually when you look at this, is a 4 minor 7 chord. This B flat minor 7 is borrowed from the parallel minor in F, from F minor. So this is a 5/7 of 4 minor, and you'd be playing Mixolydian. This is Dorian, and looking at this 2/5, this is just in the key of F, 2 minor 7, Dorian, 5/7, Mixolydian, and again 1 major 7, Ionian. Then this makes this a 3 minor 7. You'd play Phrygian. And this is a flat 3, dominant 7, and that's truly a passing chord, so this calls for a whole tone, half tone scale. Since you change the scale every half bar, like I said, you should be actually looking at the chord structures, the chord tones, and then embellish around them. And then you can use any chord tone almost. It's good to know the scale tones, it's good to know the scale relations, but more important, you should be focusing on the chord tones. Now let's look at the B section. Looking at the B section, we are checking for 2 5s again, and there's only this one here at the end. But we see that we are here in the key of D flat now. We change keys, we are in the 1 major 7, Ionian. So that makes this a 2 minor 7, Dorian. But we are not going through a 2-5-1. We're using this 4 minor 6 chord, which moves us to the D flat major 7. This is actually an inversion also of the flat 7 chord, or actually 7-9 chord, and very often used as a so-called backdoor cadence. And you'll be playing melodic minor here, G flat melodic minor. This D flat major 7 moves to the D diminished 7, sharp 1 major 7 chord, sharp 1 diminished 7th chord, and whole tone half tone scale. Or again, since it moves to the E flat minor 7, you could also see this as a dominant chord, B flat 7 flat 9 over D. So actually this looks like a 5/7 to 1 chord. And then you'd be playing the harmonic minor of the 5th degree, the harmonic minor from E flat. The next 2 bars are the same. And then we have an interesting sequence of F minor chords. And the first one is actually nothing but an upper structure of D flat major 7. It has the F, the 3rd, the A flat, and the C. So it's just those 3 notes coming from the D flat major 7. The next one is nothing but an inversion of D flat. It's a D flat over F. F, A flat, D flat. This one, this F minor 6 chord, is interesting because if you arrange it to an inversion, this is also a D minor 7 flat 5 chord. And if you combine these two chords, you'll see that they have the same notes, but the root. Moving the D flat to D in a D flat major 7 chord, you end up with a D minor 7 flat 5 chord. So this is the relation between these chords. And then we have an F minor 7. We are clearly in 1 minor 7 here now. This is the 1 chord and would be Dorian. And again, we have the B flat minor 7, same function as before, is a 4 minor 7 chord, Dorian. Actually, on this one here, you could also play Aeolian. And this one is a simple 2 minor 7, 5, 7, Dorian to Mixolydian. Actually, before I forget it, coming back to this is a common progression, like you have it in Blue Bossa. There the D flat major 7 moves to the D minor 7 flat 5 and works very nicely. So that's the analysis of For Heaven's Sake.
Okay, that's it for today's tutorial on For Heaven's Sake, analysis for improvisation. I hope you liked it. I hope to see you soon again. Don't forget to subscribe, to watch and listen to my videos, and hope to see you soon again. Take care. Bye bye.